Hey, what's going on? Aaron Chen here. I hope you're doing well. If you're watching this video right now, you might be checking out Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters. Okay, so you're probably on this page actually, right? You're probably watching his Amazon FBA video and you're wondering, hey, should I invest in this program? Should I jump on one of his coaching calls? Can I make money with Amazon? And what is this business all about? All right, so we're going to review Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters. And by the end of this video, you can decide for yourself whether this is the right program for you. If Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, is the right business model for you. And then you can take action if you'd like, okay? So let's talk a little bit about Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters. Tim Sanders, obviously a very, very successful internet marketer. He makes millions and millions of dollars selling products on Amazon. So he is the real deal. I mean, let's just take a look at some of his stuff. This is his YouTube channel on Private Label Masters. He's got 42,000 subscribers. You know, that's no joke. That is, you know, that takes a while to build out that many subscribers. If you look at his Facebook group here, this is his open Facebook group, so anybody can join this, right? He's got a private one as well. But in his open one, he has almost 30,000 members inside of this group, you know, which is really, really cool, all right? So he walks his talk. You know, Tim's a good guy. He's got great training. You know, he's been around for a while now, all right? So let's talk a little bit about his program, okay? So Amazon FBA. Now, what is Amazon FBA? Amazon FBA, all it is when you source your own products from places like Alibaba.com, China, and different distributors, right? You do a deal with them, you ship that product over to Amazon, and then Amazon basically stores and fulfills your products, and you sell these products through the Amazon platform to people all over the world, okay? And that's kind of how it works, right? So that is basically fulfillment by Amazon in a nutshell. That's all it is. You're selling physical product that you basically source yourself, and you brand it, you brand your store, you brand your products, and then you basically get Amazon to do all the fulfillment. Now, you have to pay Amazon a little bit of a fulfillment fee, but they handle all the fulfillment, all the shipping, and all the you know, all the storing of the products for you. You just have to source it, get it there, do all the advertising, and then Amazon looks after the rest. So that's kind of what you know, Amazon FBA is. Okay, so let's talk about the program a little bit, and then let's talk about the pros and cons and whether this is a good program, whether it's a good business model, and whether this is something that you might like to check out. Okay, so in terms of the course itself, there are 8 modules inside of Tim's course. It's a very good course. It is 20 hours plus over 132 lessons, so it's not a small course, okay? I mean, anytime you're building a big business like Amazon FBA, and by the way, building a business like Amazon FBA is a big business, okay? This is not a small business. I mean, you can sell just a little bit of product and make it small, but in order for you to get set up, it is a big business style setup, if that makes sense, okay? So don't think that this is small. It's going to take a bit of time, all right? We'll talk about that at the end. But he's got 8 modules, very, very detailed. Module number 1, he goes into the introduction. He talks about mindset, which is very important to be a good entrepreneur and to understand how to build successful businesses online. You have to have the right mindset. You can't quit after 1 week. You know, you can't quit after the first sign of trouble, right? That's not how you build businesses online. And the thing about Amazon FBA is it's a slightly longer term business model. You need to give yourself at least 6 months in order for you to start seeing sales and start profiting. If you quit in the first month, you will never do well in Amazon FBA, okay? And he talks about that in module number 1. So please just expect that this is a mid to long-term business model, which is completely fine, all right? Because the potential of Amazon FBA is massive. The scale is huge if you do this right, but it does take a bit of time, okay? Module number 1, he also talks about setting up a company, taxes, all that great stuff, right? Setting up an LLC, or depending on where you live in the world, just setting up a proper corporation, right? Module number 2, he talks all about product research. What kind of products should you sell? What are the different niches you should go into? Should you be selling spatulas? Should you be selling vacuum cleaners, right? Because you're basically selling physical products on Amazon, and you can sell pretty much anything you want on Amazon, right? Module number 3 is product sourcing. Where do you find your products from? So mainly it's Alibaba.com, right? Alibaba, you can buy in bulk. He talks about building relationships with suppliers. How do you find the right products? How do you then negotiate with them and how you get it over? Module number 4 is all about shipping. Okay, this is an interesting one. So shipping and handling. So how do you get your product to Amazon? Right? Do you use air? Do you use sea? Right? You know, what are the different quotations that you need to get? Should you be researching multiple companies? Right? Should you send your bulk products? Like maybe you order 500 units or 1,000 units. Do you send it directly to Amazon, or do you send it to your own you know, warehouse first and then send it to Amazon, right? What are the pros and cons of that? So he talks all about that because you're setting up a real business. You have to understand all these things, right? Module number 5, he talks about branding your store, branding your product, and then how do you list your products on Amazon the right way? Okay, so list optimization. How does Amazon find your product? How do they list your product? How do they make sure that you rank your product, highly when somebody types out a specific keyword like, pet food or plant food or a pool cleaner or whatever it is, right? Module number 6 is how do you launch your product. So it's the full product launch, okay? And how do you launch that? They use something called Zone Jump, right? Which is basically a software that will help you to launch your product in a very, very succinct way. So he takes you through that whole thing. A really, really good module. Module number 7, Amazon pay-per-click. Okay, so again, thousands of products on Amazon, right? So how do you rank number 1 or number 3 or number 5 when someone types out a specific keywords? Well, Amazon has its own pay-per-click platform where you can pay a little bit of money to Amazon and you advertise, and basically Tim has an expert in Amazon pay-per-click, and he is going to be the one that is actually taking over this lesson and showing you exactly how to use Amazon pay-per-click. And that's how you get in front of your audience for specific keywords on Amazon. And that's how people find your stuff and buy. Because if you're selling a spatula and someone types out, plastic spatula, and they can't find your job posting or your product posting, then what's the point of selling it, right? Which is how Amazon pay-per-click comes in. Then module number 8 is all about scale. Okay, how do you scale your business? How do you do product reviews? How do you do how do you take advantage of Amazon promotions? How do you take advantage of extra listings, things like that, in order for you to grow your business and scale into the future, and obviously maintain it so that you are profitable. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is what Private Label Masters is all about. 8 modules, takes you from start to finish, all about how do you source your product, where do you find your product from, how do you brand it, how do you ship it over into your country, how do you get it to Amazon, how do you list it on Amazon, how do you get people to find your product listings by using Amazon pay-per-click, how do you scale the business, how do you set up your company, all that stuff, start to finish. Okay, and so that is Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters program. All right, so great program, very detailed. 20 hours of training is not a small program, it's a deep program. All right, and the cost of the program is $5,000. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the business model, the program as well. All right, so here are the pros. The pros are Tim knows exactly what he's doing. Extremely successful, multi-millionaire, been doing it for a long time. Great course, very, very detailed. Okay, so those are the pros, right? So if you want to learn the Amazon business, especially fulfillment by Amazon, this is one of the best Amazon FBA products in the market. Okay, seriously, it's one of the best Amazon FBA products in the market. I've reviewed quite a few. There's some pretty bad ones out there. There's some very good ones. This is a good one, okay? Some of the cons are, it's not the cheapest program out there, okay? It's a $5,000 program. So if you don't have $5,000 lying around, you can't get into Private Label Masters. You have to be able to have a little bit of money. And here's the thing about Amazon FBA in general, and a lot of people don't know this, right? If you're getting into drop shipping or Amazon FBA, you need to have a little bit of savings in the bank, because it's one of those businesses where you can't start it on a shoestring budget. It's just not that kind of business model, right? Because you have to buy product. You have to do your deal negotiations with your suppliers. So when you buy hundreds of units of spatulas or vacuum cleaners or whatever, you have to pay your supplier, right? So that's going to cost thousands of dollars. So to start an Amazon FBA business, you need minimum like $8,000 to $10,000. Otherwise, you can't start, right? Because you have to pay not only for the training, and this is a $5,000 course, you also have to pay for your marketing, your tool setup, and you have to pay for your product and branding, right? And you need enough to keep you going for a few months, okay? So if you don't have at least 8,000 to 10,000 lying around, you can't start an Amazon FBA business. That's the only thing about Amazon, okay? Just understand that, right? The other thing about Amazon FBA as well is that when you get this business going, you can scale very, very big. But in order to get it going, there's a lot of moving parts. And that's the only thing about Amazon FBA. So this has nothing to do with Tim Sanders' program. It's a great program, but understand that Amazon FBA is not the easiest business model to start, right? So many reasons. The first reason is that you have to source your product. You have to pick something good, right? Then you have to find your supplier. Then you have to ship it over. Then you have to work the whole Amazon platform. Then you have to understand marketing. You have to understand branding. And you have to really make the product work on Amazon. And the other thing is that the profit margins are quite small for Amazon FBA. It's a volume game. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. It's like drop shipping, right? Because you have to spend money on the product. First of all, so you have to buy the product upfront. And even though you're buying it in bulk, and it's cheaper in bulk, you're still spending money on the product. There's a product cost, okay? Amazon charges you Amazon fees to handle the fulfillment and the shipping. You have to pay for that, Okay, and then because it's a physical selling game, there is a limit on how much you can charge for your product. For example, if you're selling spatulas, you can't charge $100 for a spatula. Nobody's going to pay that, right? People will only pay $5, $8, $12 maybe for a spatula. Do you know what I mean? So there is a price limit on how much you can make per product, which then means that it becomes a volume game. You have to sell hundreds and thousands of products. You have to sell hundreds of spatulas every single day in order for you to make the big money, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, you can start small and you can scale big, but just understand that that is the game for Amazon FBA. Okay, so you make little profit, but you have to sell a lot of it to make big profit, if that makes sense, right? And that's the game of Amazon FBA. So these are some of the disadvantages, okay? It's a little bit expensive. You have to have a lot of money, or you have to have a decent amount of money in the bank. And it's a low profit, high volume type of business, which is okay, but you just have to understand that you're gonna have to sell a lot of product, and it's gonna take a long time. Again, even Tim himself mentions it. If you can't do this for at least 6 months, do not start an Amazon FBA business. And that's kind of it. But if you understand that, and real business, by the way, usually takes 6 to 12 months anyway, okay? And if you get that, right, then it's one of those businesses where if you figure it out, you can scale tremendously big and make money in the millions, okay? But just understand that there's anybody that makes the scale is huge. People make no money. Some people make hundreds of dollars. Some people make thousands. And like Tim, he makes millions of dollars. So it just depends on who you are, okay? So that's kind of my review of Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters. For an Amazon FBA product, it is one of the best out there. It's a little bit expensive, it's not going to be for everybody, because not everybody has $5,000 or $10,000 lying around to start an Amazon FBA business. But if you do, it is a great program, and potentially you can make a ton of money with Amazon FBA if you're willing to invest the time, the energy, and the money to get this kind of business going. Okay, so that's my review of Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters. If you want to check it out, just head to privatelabelmasters.com. All right. Now, if you're here watching this video right now, I'm assuming that you're somebody that's looking to start some sort of online income, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be researching Tim Sanders' Private Label Masters, right? Now, maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you're somebody that has just started, or maybe you've been trying to make money online for a long time, but just like me, at the beginning, I failed for like 8 years, man. I started in 2009. I've now been online for 13 plus years. I quit my full-time job in 2019. I have a multiple six-figure business online now. But before I got there, I made a lot of mistakes. I tried a lot of different things. I had a drop shipping business, affiliate marketing. I did surveys. I was in 5 multi-level marketing companies. I've done a whole bunch of random make money online websites, cryptocurrency, you name it, I've tried it, right? And for me, there are a lot of different business models out there, but the one that finally made sense and made me profit a lot was affiliate marketing, where you basically sell other people's already created information courses online. You find a group of people that want them, and you just connect them together and you make a sale. It's very simple. So it's much simpler than Amazon FBA. And the good news is you don't need $10,000 to get started in affiliate marketing. It's a much, much cheaper business model. You can actually start with a few $100s actually. And it's just easier for you to have success because you only have to focus on one thing, that's marketing. You don't have to source product. You don't have to ship it into the country. You don't have to worry about a lot of the problems that a physical product selling business has. For example, the profit margins are way higher. You don't have to handle any of the customer service, and you don't have to pay any fees to anyone like Amazon, which is pretty cool, So the profit margins are much, much higher. Okay, Amazon FBA profit margins are like 10 to 15%. It becomes a volume game. Affiliate marketing, 50 to 80%, 50 to 80%. Because of the way that the business model is designed. Okay, so it's a lot easier to have success in affiliate marketing compared to something like Amazon FBA, right? So completely up to you, but that's where I made a lot of my success, and that's where a lot of my students, thousands of students all over the world, have learned to make their first money online, right? And it's important to learn to make your first money online so that you can make your first sale and then scale to hundreds, tens of thousands, multiple six figures, millions, if that's what you want to do, okay? So if you would like to learn how to do that, if you're like, Aaron, I would like to get into a business model where, it's a little bit more affordable, it's a bit more straightforward, still online, still selling real product to real people, right? But it's, there's just so many reasons why affiliate marketing trumps, I think personally, Amazon FBA. Okay, so if you would like to check out my free workshop, it's a 6-figure workshop, absolutely free. Just jump on and learn all about affiliate marketing. If you're interested in learning how to make money on the internet, just click the link below or the arrow on the right hand side, register for the workshop on the next page, get on the workshop, get out your notepad and a piece of, a pen and a piece of paper, and just take notes, okay? And learn this stuff, because learning how to sell product online using just the internet and your computer is the smartest thing that you will ever do, and it will change your life if you do it correctly. All right, I hope you enjoy this review. I hope you take action. Hope to see you in the workshop. Take care and all the best.